So one of the nice things that I learned to do during this pandemic was to be more mindful about where my hands are going, right? Whether or not they're going into my mouth. And I don't smoke cigarettes. I sometimes smoke marijuana, but other than that, the main reason my hands would go into my mouth is in the past when I was eating some sort of finger foods, right? So here I have a brand of potato chips made with avocado oil, and I rarely eat it nowadays, but when I do, I pour it out into a bowl and use chopsticks, believe it or not. And it's not even just because of avoiding getting viruses into my mouth. There are two big benefits from doing that aside from the viruses. Number one is that it really slows me down. Any buffer I can put in between thinking about a food and actually eating it is very helpful in my opinion. I have a funny story. Many years ago, my mom had read something on the news about the dangers of one of the ingredients. I can't remember if it was trans fat or high fructose corn syrup. And she started reading labels. The funny thing is she still consumed the ingredient, but the fact that she had to read labels slowed her down. And it made eating a much less mindless activity. So I like having a little bit of a buffer in between when I'm thinking about food and when it actually gets into my mouth. The other thing is look at my electronics and look how clean they are compared to in times past. I used to spill stuff on my keyboard quite a bit, and the nice thing is I know how to replace them. The not so nice thing is because I know how to replace them, I get even more careless about spilling stuff on my keyboard. And anyways, the problem is that I love it. My keyboard stays a whole lot cleaner. My hands stay a whole lot cleaner. I slow down. I've lost 7 or 8 pounds in 2020. I love it. The problem is every time I try to suggest this to somebody, the response has not been great. Sometimes people even comment, "Wow, your computer is so clean." And I think that's a good avenue to bring up that maybe we should stop eating with our hands. Nope. As soon as you bring that up, people get very defensive. I don't know why. I think part of the problem is that people are envious that they weren't the ones to come up with the idea, especially eating potato chips with chopsticks, right? People still laugh at me when I do it until they see how clean everything is. People get very defensive. And I think part of the reason for that is they feel, oh, I wish I had come up with that. Let me give you an advice. We're all in this together. We're all family members, right? Pretend that your cousin suggested it to you. Pretend that your brother or your sister suggested it to you, right? We're all one big family. And the sooner you do something beneficial, the sooner you benefit from it, right? Whether or not you invented it or whether or not the person who invented it was your friend or your enemy, right? Anyway, just some food for thought, right? Next time you hear some advice on how to limit the spread of COVID-19, you hear some interesting advice on how you might be able to normalize your relationship with food. We all invented it together. We, 7.8 billion of us. The sooner you join, the sooner you benefit from it. Thanks for watching.